स्टुडंट्स, आज आपण नेक्स्ट चॅप्टर सुरुवात करणार आहे. सेकंड चॅप्टर, ज्याचं नाव आहे एक्स रे डिफ्रॅक्शन बाय क्रिस्टल्स. त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला सिलेबस बघायचा आहे तो रेसिप्रोकल लॅटिस आणि त्या रेसिप्रोकल लॅटिसच्या प्रॉपर्टीज आपल्याला बघायच्या आहेत. त्याच्यानंतर आपल्याला ब्रॅग्स लॉ बघायचा आहे. ब्रॅग्स लॉ इन रेसिप्रोकल लॅटिस म्हणजेच इव्हॉल्व कन्स्ट्रक्शन. नेक्स्ट आपल्याला बघायचं आहे ते पावडर मेथड ऑफ एक्स रे डिफ्रॅक्शन अँड ॲनालायसिस ऑफ क्युबिक क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर. पण त्या चॅप्टर स्टार्ट करण्याआधी आपल्याला त्याचं थोडंसं इंट्रोडक्शन बघावं लागेल. तर काय इंट्रोडक्शन दिले ते आपण त्यांनी बघू. इन द पास्ट पीपल स्टडीड क्रिस्टल्स थ्रू देअर जॉमेट्री, दॅट इज मेजरमेंट ऑफ अँगल्स बिटवीन क्रिस्टल फेसेस अँड दस दे इस्टॅब्लिश्ड द symmetry of crystals. This kind of study was carried out with the help of a goniometer. However, the internal structure of a crystal could not be revealed. Then people started using optical microscope that can also could not reveal the internal structure of the crystal. But these techniques proved to be very useful for studying different aspects of biological samples. Then people tried diffraction of electromagnetic waves through the specimen, and method of getting information about the structure of the specimen was through the analysis of a diffraction patterns that emerged from the sample. Ordinary light can be diffracted through grating, producing diffraction pattern. However, ordinary light passing through a crystal cannot show the diffraction pattern. In X-ray diffraction, the beams of rays fall on different atoms which are arranged by a set of parallel planes called as a lattice planes in the crystal. As we know that in crystallography, a family of parallel planes with the same interplane spacing between them are considered and are represented by the same Miller indices. But a considerable simplification can be done if the crystal planes are described by their normals and interfacial spacing, as it is much easier to visualize the one-dimensional normals than two-dimensional planes. In all crystallographic methods, we can determine only about the shape of unit cell of the crystal. But with X-ray diffraction technique, it becomes possible to prove shape as well as size of the unit cell of the crystal. So the crystallography is concerned itself not only with the orientation of the planes but also with their spacing. म्हणजेच आपण एक्सरे डिफ्रॅक्शननं काय एक्सरे डिफ्रॅक्शन टेक्निकने आपण काय बघू शकलो क्रिस्टलचं, तर फक्त त्याचा शेप बघू शकलो नाही, तर त्याची साईज किती आहे, त्या युनिट सेल क्रिस्टलमधल्या युनिट सेलची साईज किती आहे हे सुद्धा आपण एक्सरे डिफ्रॅक्शननं बघू शकलो. त्याच्यानंतर ए युजफुल प्रोजेक्शन शुड प्रेझेंट बोथ द ओरिएंटेशन the spacing of the planes. A new projection was developed which displayed the orientation as well as spacing of the planes. With the idea reciprocal lattice is developed, the Bragg's condition of X-ray diffraction can be explained by the concept of reciprocal lattice. In this chapter, we study the concept of reciprocal lattice along with their properties. Also, we study powder method by X-ray diffraction technique and analysis of a cubic crystal structure. Then next point is a reciprocal lattice. The idea of reciprocal lattice was proposed by P.P. Ewald in 1921. The concept of reciprocal lattice is important because it is easier to picture a collection of points in a reciprocal space than it is to visualize complex of interpenetrating planes in crystal. In the crystal lattice, then exist many set of planes with a different orientation and spacing which can cause diffraction. A two-dimensional plane can be very well represented by its normal, which has only one dimension. The direction of a normal represents the orientation of a plane. If the length assigned to each normal is proportional to the reciprocal of the interplanar spacing of that plane, the points at the end of the normals drawn from a common origin from a lattice which is called as a reciprocal lattice. There are two types of lattice. First one is a direct lattice or Bravais lattice, defined by positions of the lattice points which are related to the positions of atoms called as unit cells, and the other is the reciprocal of lattice related to the unit cell of the reciprocal lattice known as a brilliance. The collection of such a points represented first a collection of slopes of the direct lattice planes indicated by the slopes of the normals, and a collection of interplanar spacing of the direct lattice in terms of a reciprocal spacing. The collection of the points is a lattice array and thus constitutes a new lattice, the reciprocal lattice. Okay. Next point is a geometrical construction of reciprocal lattice in one-dimensional lattice. Okay. Consider a family of parallel and equidistant lattice planes perpendicular to axis, say 1, 0, 0 as shown in a figure. They will be infinite in a numbers since 200, 0, 0, 3, 0, 0, 4 planes are equivalent planes. Next is a figure. Draw the reciprocal points of for these planes. Draw a common normal from origin O taken arbitrarily on any lattice point and locating a point on this at a distance which is inversely proportional to the interplanar spacing. In figure, OP represent common normal and R1 represent reciprocal lattice, such that OR is directly proportional to 1 upon D 100, that is OR1 is equal to M upon D 100 dash, where M is a constant of proportionality called as a scale factor or OR1 which defines the reciprocal point. Similarly, we find reciprocal points for 200, 200, 300, 400 planes parallel to 100 plane and having spacing equal to 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4. The spacing of the 100 plane according to definition, the reciprocal point for 200 plane along OP is R2, such that OR2 is equal to M upon D 100 upon 2 is equal to 2M upon D 100 is equal to R2. The reciprocal lattice for 300 plane is M upon D 100 upon 3. So 3M upon D 100 is equal to R3, and so on. Thus, we find that all the planes are represented by a series of reciprocal points R1, R2, R3 up to so on, and which are studied along a single line, and these reciprocal points are equally spaced. These points form a one-dimensional lattice.